Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about some of the processes of learning. You all are learning various things from the time you have born. Have you ever thought about what is learning? Well, let us go through some of the examples. Ravi's right leg was fractured and he was limping for few weeks. Second example is of Natasha's. Natasha's handwriting is very beautiful. Now you must have identified that the change in the behavior of Ravi because his leg was fractured is temporary and the change in the behavior of Natasha is relatively permanent. Now let us try to understand the reason for a change in behavior. Now there is one boy who is Sohan. His speed in stenotyping is highest in the class. Another example of a girl, Veena. Her finger got burned while she was touching the lighted candle and so she stopped touching it. Now in this example, you will notice the change in Sohan's behavior must be due to practice and the change in behavior of Veena is not because of practice but because of experience. Now with reference to all these examples, let us understand any temporary change in the behavior is not considered as learning. Learning involves relatively permanent change in the behavior. Learning may take place because of practice. Learning may take place because of experience. And therefore, learning is defined as a relatively permanent change in the behavior that occurs due to experience or practice. Learning is a complex process. There are many processes of learning. Some of the processes of learning are as follows. First one is learning by classical conditioning. This was explained for the first time by a Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov through his experiment on a dog. He inserted, you can see in the picture, a tube surgically in the dog's salivary gland so that he could measure the amount of salivation. He then presented the sound of the bell and food one after the other several times and measured how much the dog was able to salivate. You can see in the picture, the food was presented, dog started salivating. Second time, the bell was given, dog did not salivate. Third time, the bell was given, food was presented, dog started salivating. Now when this experiment continued for many times, the dog learned the moment the bell is going to come, after that food will be served. So the dog started salivating at the sound of the bell even if the food was absent. And this learning method is called as classical conditioning. Now in our daily life, let us take an example of daily life classical conditioning. For example, when a small child is given an injection, he starts crying due to pain. A small child slowly understands that whenever he visits the doctor, he is given an injection. When he understands the connection between doctor and injection, he immediately starts crying as soon as he is taken to the doctor. So no matter whether it is for simple reason, the moment he enters, he starts crying, remembering that there is a connection with the doctor and the injection. Second type of learning is called as learning by operant conditioning. In learning by an operant conditioning, it was explained by B.F. Skinner. He performed an experiment in which a rat was put in a special box that contained a button, a lever. If the rat pressed the lever, he was given food. Gradually, the rat learned to press the lever to get the food. Here the rat is learning to connect the behavior of pressing the lever with receiving the food. According to Skinner, certain behaviors may be learned to gain positive consequences. Similarly, certain behaviors may be learned to avoid negative consequences. Let us see, for example, when a child is rewarded for good behavior, say by giving chocolate, ice cream or praise, child repeats the behavior again and again. But in case of negative behavior, if the child is punished or gets shouting, he tries to avoid the behavior. So operant conditioning takes place. Third one is learning by cognitive processes. Just when Skinner and Pavlov were talking about connections and consequences of behavior, Edward Tolman demonstrated that though rats in his experiment were not given any food, they still learn about the different pathways in the maze. Now, how did it happen? He said that they created maps in their mind. Now, what are the maps? Let us take an example. Suppose, for example, a student is asked, what do you want to become when you grow up? Then he will start thinking. He thinks about, say for example, I want to become a doctor. From doctor, he'll think about which type of doctor I want to become. Say for example, he decides to become a cardiologist. Then he will think about his education. Now with the education, he will have the link which university I have to join. After that, he might start thinking about what type of people I am going to check or treat, those with the heart problems or heart diseases. So this is the mind map through which it is a mental process that we call as a cognitive processes now. Next one is learning by assimilation and accommodation. Jean Piaget explained that we learn many things by assimilation and accommodation. Jean Piaget is of the opinion that on the basis of the new experiences or new information, we keep refining the existing concepts that we have. Let us take an example. In this picture, we can see the child knows the concept of mammals. Then he is introduced zebra. Now zebra is a mammal. So he adds this information to what already exists in his mind. In the second picture, he sees horse and zebra. He has the information about their similarity. But he is also able to differentiate that zebra is not a stripped horse, but it is a zebra. So this process of forming and refining our concepts on the basis of similarities and differences is called learning by assimilation and accommodation. So this type of learning is called as learning by assimilation and accommodation. The next type of learning is learning by observation. Now, according to Bandura, we learn many things by observing someone's behavior and later reproducing it. Many of our skills like eating, walking, writing, doing exercises, communicating are affected by observing others. Look at the picture. All children are trying to imitate their parents. We observe and imitate not only the movements of the body, but also certain ways of thinking, evaluating, judging, and decision making. So students, in this lesson, we have studied about what is learning and processes of learning. Let us go through the quote. It says, the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. Let us go to the assignment. Students, say the question. Identify if the following behaviors are due to learning or not and try to give your reason of your own. Personal responses expected over here. Now we go to the question answers below the lesson. Come to your textbook page number 42. Choose the correct alternatives and complete the sentences. First one, answer is attention. Second one, answer is classical conditioning. Third one, answer is perception. Number 4, answer is rat. Number 5, answer is learning. Answer in brief. What is fluctuation of attention? Page number 35. Question number 2. Give 3 examples of top-down processes in perception. Students, please write down the answer. First one, the examples of top-down processes in perception are, first one, in letter, please write capital L, H and 1, 3 which is there on page number 35. Perceiving third letter as B instead of 13. In letter L, H, 13, page number 35. Please refer to that. Perceiving third letter as B instead of 13. Second example is jumbled letters. Jumbled letters. And third example is reading misspelled words. Reading misspelled words. Third question is what is meant by thinking? Answer is on page number 37. Describe any 2 processes of learning page number 40 and 41. You can write about age 4 to 5 in 5 lines. Now, classify the following into different concepts. First one, image of your mother in your mind, mental representation. Building, concept. Tree, concept. School, schema. Theater, schema. Table, concept. Neil Armstrong, mental representation. Find odd one out. In first one, odd one is schema. Second one, incubation. Third one, relaxing. Fourth one, solution. Now, let us go to question number 5. Identify the following behaviors are due to learning or not. Give your reasons for your answer. First one, after much hard work, you are able to perform a dance step properly. Here the person is practicing. In spite of getting hurt, Shaina, a 5-year-old child, continues to play with knife. She did not learn anything over here. Once Hanif had to pay fine for breaking the signal while driving a car. Now he makes sure to stop the car at red signal. He has learned something from that experience. Answer the following questions with the help of given points. Question number 1. The answer is on page number 38. Stages of creative thinking, page number 38-39. Answer in detail, laws of perceptual organization, page number 36-37. Core elements, page number 37-38. Now third one, it is with the help of your own examples. So distraction of attention, fluctuation of attention. The answer is on page number 34 and 35. Please refer to it and write your own personal answer. Students, read the lesson thoroughly, try to understand with the help of video and write the answers. Thank you students. Have a nice day.